Welcome, everybody. Corner Puff Sports going to come at you. James Harden makes his debut as a Philadelphia 76er as we're doing the show live. MLB Strike, the best album openers, frozen penises, and a lot more. Corner Puff Sports, Sean, Mike, Ryan. Here we go.
It's time for the best pubcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
This is Lemmy Dykstra Nail coming at you. Listen to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports.
Fuck with my ass, man. Yeah. Oh, good for you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Yeah,
It's Harden time, boys.
It's Harden time.
everybody's got Sixer fever.
Yeah, every single one of us wearing Sixers tonight.
Yep.
Every single one of us. And why? Oh, yeah. James Harden's making his Sixers debut as we are on the air right now. So that's pretty cool. Pretty awesome stuff. They're playing Minnesota right now. And, we'll see. I think it's going to take him a little time before we start to see him and the team gel. But he's going to make an impact right away.
Yeah. Me and Mike were just talking about it. Like, you could tell at the beginning of this game, they're amped. They're all excited. They're all trying to go 100 miles an hour. But it's an exciting time, man.
And Beach probably already got like 5 rebounds.
Really?
Harden hasn't scored yet. Yeah.
Just
Oh,
now.
there it is. There's the first score from Harden.
NFL.
And one.
NFL.
Yeah. I don't see any reason why he's not going to make any immediate impact on this team.
And we mark it down because that'll be on the best of 2 minutes in. The first score from Harden.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I don't know. What do you think? Like, are you guys thinking 5 games before you start to see him kind of really gel with the team?
Yeah. I think as you go into the playoffs, you're going to see what they're what they really are. But initially, it's good. Like you said, it's going to take time to gel. But the team is just too talented to not be good. You know what I mean? So like teams like playing like Minnesota, that this should be a win just because of the talent you have on the floor.
Yeah.
But when you get
To see them
like
truly dominate.
right, like a week down the line, you're going to play better teams. That might be a little, might take some time before you see what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to win more games than not just because of the talent they have on the floor.
Yeah.
And then when they gel, look out.
Yeah, I actually think that this debut is actually bigger for forget James Harden. They got Willie Cauley-Stein on this team now.
Yes, sir.
I mean, who's that?
That was a missing piece.
Just give him the trophy.
Yeah, that was a missing piece. And with his tattoo under his eye.
Yeah. Why would you do that?
I'll make you my Nelly.
Like, did you think to call Mike Tyson before you got a tattoo on your face?
Yeah.
Do you regret this, Mike? No, man, no. It's the greatest thing I ever done. Greatest thing I ever done.
What's it, Michael Jackson?
No, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but the voice is like.
Well, Mike Tyson's got a
He's
soft voice too, or kind of.
He's just all Tyson.
First thing
I ever fucking did.
Sylvester, if you ever got diabetes.
That's the best thing I ever did. Suffer success.
With my EpiPen.
My EpiPen.
Man, Maxie made a nice steal. It's like a thigh-ball steal.
That was perfect. Where's my EpiPen?
You completely.
We got a question here. So, Mike, before the game, you haven't, for reasons we don't have to get into, but it's tough for you to watch home games. So you haven't heard, actually games in general, right?
Yeah,
unless it's a national game.
Yeah,
You don't have cable.
yeah, I don't have.
And so if anyone wants to donate to the mic, get Cable Fund.
Foundation.
I'm still not going to get it. I mean, you can donate. I'm still not going to get it.
You can send me money, but I'm not getting cable.
Yeah. Fuck Comcast.
You know, you could be one of those guys. But I got a question here from Joe Ruffino. Why does Kate Scott sound like like a moped when she's forced the excited voice? So yeah,
we've had the conversation. I think the Sixers are in a bind here. I don't care if you call me sexist or not.
Great shot.
She sucks. She's not good.
Stop. Okay, keep doing it. Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you just got to call it what it is. I mean, it's not. It shouldn't be about that. It should be like
it should.
If she's effective, great.
Right.
If she's not, no. Then no. There is female announcers that do a really good job.
I'm not even going there with it. I have no problem with a female announcer.
No,
there's quite a few out there that I.
But if the Sixers at this point fire her now, it's going to come out that they fire her because she's female,
mm-hmm.
and that has nothing to do with it. She's terrible.
Yeah,
she's not good.
It just kind of like what Joe's saying though. There is I mean, he's talking about her voice and why she sounds the way she does when she gets excited. But that could also go what I was about to say is she's faking it. Like, I think she's a genuine person. I didn't mean
giggity. That's why she's not married. All right, now it's a little sexist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, now we went down that road. 15-0 run. The Sixers are on now.
You guys are terrible.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't say any sexist things on the show.
Just toss the panties.
Speaking of tossing things,
she's a pig.
Dave Peterson said, "Go fund me cable for Mike." # send cash. So, so Mike hasn't really had the chance to listen to her.
You're not missing nothing.
Yeah, I tried. I tried to give her a chance, but
if they do, I mean, they're supposed to be offering a streaming service. If they offer a streaming service where I can just
they do that, I'm getting rid of cable.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just I just can't justify paying like $110 for one station. Just can't do it.
That's what I do. It sucks every month.
Like, I hear you, dude. I hear you, man.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. So with Harden coming on the team, did you guys hear the comments that Danny Green made this week?
I did,
because obviously Simmons leaves,
and then Danny Green, who supported Simmons while he was on the team, now all of a sudden is kind of like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. Pretty much saying that he didn't think he liked playing here at all.
Right.
He had a tough time here, and basically he was asked. It was on his podcast, and he was asked, are you gonna shake hands? He's like, probably not. Like,
right.
Probably not. I'm probably not gonna do that. Like, and there's a part of me that kind of like, if that was Tom Brady saying it, and this is nothing against Danny Green, but if that was Tom Brady saying that, to me that holds a lot more water because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, Danny Green's kind of a role player.
I'm no longer your teammate. You're now my enemy type of thing.
Right.
I don't think it's quite that and to that level with Danny Green and Ben Simmons. So why would he say that?
I think it's coming out more and more that it became a personal thing. They all tried to reach out to him, and Danny Green being a veteran, before we traded the prick, he said the right things. We'll support him. Like, he's got to figure things out, like this, that, the other. He said the right thing. He did the right thing for the team. He's gone now. Gloves are off.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's completely obvious that it just became personal with every one of the guys on the team. Like, he's a douchebag.
And speaking of one that's no longer on the team, you guys heard the story better than I did.
Yeah. Well, Seth Curry said that Ben Simmons has no reason to apologize for wanting out of Philadelphia. But what else is he supposed to say?
Exactly. I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, so Danny Green says all the right things, and then all of a sudden, then he changes his tune the second he leaves. It kind of makes me question his character, his validity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what right adjective to use, but I mean it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like you can't go out and support the guy, and then the second the chance
and
the
B
first
did the
chance
same thing. Embiid did the same thing.
No, Embiid was different about it. Embiid said something
Yeah, Embiid did make some subtle comments.
in the beginning after he
Yeah.
got kicked out of practice. Embiid
Right.
said something. Embiid's
But,
like, "Oh, I'm too honest." There were times, but even when Embiid said that he supported him, he didn't say like, "Yeah, I want him on the team." He said it the right way. I want him on the team. He makes the team better.
Right.
He didn't say he's my best friend. He didn't say we all have to rally around him. He didn't say all these different things that
It's
Danny Green
true.
said.
At one
He-
point, Embiid did say that.
That we have to rally around him.
Yes, we got to support
No,
him. We
he did, yeah, he did something like the opening game.
With the fans and yeah, well, before the opening,
A bit off a burn.
yeah, I mean, I guess he had to walk back what he said the day before. But I mean, I think Embiid was pretty honest and genuine. I think it was pretty clear that how Embiid felt. Embiid's the one that caused the thing to begin with. Embiid did try and chase him down. Embiid did want him on the team. I don't think that anything that Embiid said was disingenuous.
But that's what I mean. I don't think it anything.
But I do feel that what Danny Green said was a little bit disingenuous.
But should he have called him out? Like, if that's the way he really felt, should he have called him out while he was still on the team?
I guess he said what he either could have not been as outwardly supportive in the beginning, or he didn't need to go out of his way to
Maybe
bash
he went
him.
overboard with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you say one thing and then you're going to completely go the opposite direction, I think it's kind of you lose some credibility. Embiid, again, I think Embiid kind of was all over the place, but Embiid's kind of all over the place anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
he's a
that's-
troll to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
And Embiid is also a higher caliber player. Like, you're not going to call it, oh, Embiid said this. Okay.
Mhm.
right.
So
It carries
carries more
weight.
weight. Yeah.
Yeah. And then as for Seth Curry, like he said, exactly what you said. I mean, Seth's on his team. He's not gonna bash a guy that's on his team.
Right.
And of
now,
course he's gonna say that. Danny and that's another situation where like what's Danny Green trying to like unless Danny Green's trying to create a rift between the nets and get a competitive advantage by causing drama, why is he saying it?
maybe that's what he's doing.
Yeah. But I mean, does it really work if the next day Seth's like, no, we're good.
I mean, but Seth saying that doesn't have change. Like, what that actually adds fuel to that fire that you're talking about. If Seth's saying that,
If
because Seth was here, he went through it, and Seth's like completely saying the opposite thing that Danny Green's saying. So that adds fuel to that competitive fire, if you ask me.
well,
Now it's time for someone from the Sixers to respond to it. Like, you know what I mean?
well, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's
Dave Peterson.
I don't know.
I think Dave Peterson said Simmons' history. Let's just move on and forget about that bottom dweller.
yeah,
Agreed.
I know, but
I do think
I just want to bring up the Danny
Yeah.
Green thing.
it's just hard to not
it's still
because
it's
of what
still a
could have
story.
what
It's-
could have been. What could have been?
Actually,
See what I did there?
I think it's better. I think that it's better now than it was. I mean, having Harden is better than having Simmons.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, so as far as the player we got back, James Harden making his debut again, like we said earlier in the show. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be interesting to see how things unfold. Just be patient. It's gonna take him some time. He hasn't played basketball in a while, and he hasn't played for Sixers ever. So, give him a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then we'll start.
Yeah,
and
because
then
it-
you start to see.
Especially because of the type of player Embiid is. Like, you never seen this kind of player.
No,
honestly.
he never had.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler was the closest he had, but Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
was-
Butler
No, I
wasn't
mean,
to
I mean
score,
Harden
yeah.
playing with Embiid. Like, the NBA may have never seen a player like Embiid.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's going to be hard to figure out.
Hmm. Yeah,
So it's going to take a minute.
yeah.
but when it gels, hopefully the result is what we want.
Like, the potential that this can be, man.
Yeah, Embiid. I swear, Embiid's got about 6 rebounds and about 12 points already.
Again, like, it was a game right before the All-Star break. I think the show we did at my house, he had a double-double with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Jesus,
Right, he had like 14 points and 10 boards
he
Yeah,
had 10
you're right.
rebounds in
Yeah.
the first quarter.
with like 2 minutes left.
Wow.
Yeah. Peterson just said he has 3 points and 1 assist so far, Harden. So, we're not going to live tweet the show as you are listening back or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyone watching is probably watching the game anyway. So,
Right.
we're not telling you anything you don't know. But, we just want to give our thoughts on the James Harden thing. So,
No, I mean,
in
it's.
general.
I mean,
by the way, speaking of, if you are watching, you can see the shirt I got on. You want your own and beat in the beard? Go to cornerpubsports.net and just click in store. And then you'll get
There you go,
get a
man.
link right there.
Okay.
The other big seller is the Mr. Softy, Ben Simmons.
Mr. Salty's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it made it. Yeah, did all right this week. So
Nice.
Yeah.
So
it's keeping the lights on right now.
So staying with the Sixers though, so Willie Cauley-Stein, we know after they traded Drummond,
Wait, hold on. Who?
Willie Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein. Willie Cauley-Stein.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Whoa! It's getting hostile in here. It's getting hostile.
Fucking hostile.
That was
We
uncalled for.
stand alone.
Oh, speaking of music, so a little bit later on the show, we got something kind of cool planned. We have some audience participation throughout the week on this subject.
Did you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, you threw it out there.
And
nice.
we're going to talk about the best album openers of all time. Like your favorite.
Right, like
It's
your face.
favorite.
We're
Yeah,
doing it.
it's not even. It
It's
may not
what
even
gets
be-
your blood boiling.
Yeah, it's all these. It's any way that you kind of want to look at it. The way that I looked at
when
it,
it comes on. It's a good
it's
opening song.
that, and it's kind of like either that or like the first time that you heard it, like you listened
Yeah,
to the album,
gave you
first time heard it,
chills.
you're like, whoa.
Yeah. I think the way I stayed, well, I'll talk, but it was something like what gets your blood pumping.
Yeah.
Something like that is what
Yeah.
I wrote. So, yeah, it's pretty. So, yeah, I think, judging by the answers, everyone kind of understood the question.
Yeah.
Just because, it's not the band's best song.
No.
Everyone knows that, but because,
Yeah.
But the opener from the album that, like, oh man, you know what else is on this album?
Yeah.
Such is on this album. Like, then it's this fucking album.
Yeah.
But this is how you open it, right?
This is
here.
another
Yeah.
night of Selby's greatest hits.
Yeah.
Oh, every song.
You got fucking Into the Sun and fucking Rise.
Or if like if it's also a song that like if you hear the band play as the opening song at a concert,
You just start
It's like-
whacking it.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
just pull them down.
That's
like
the
perfect.
opener
Yeah.
right there. Like you hear, that's the opener, man.
You're like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this song. Everyone around you's like, it's okay. It's his favorite song. Everything's cool.
Chicka chicka bow wow.
He wasn't sure if they're gonna play Enter Sandman.
Just toss the panties.
Yeah. So Willie Cauley-Stein, man.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, I'm just not that excited
This does
about
not
it.
excite me.
No, like if that's the only thing they do, that's concerning. That's very concerning. They have until Monday. If they don't have a guy on the roster come Monday, then they're not eligible for the playoffs.
Right.
So this could be it.
Yeah,
That's
concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
because-
expected more.
Yeah, we thought, we named a bunch of guys 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks
Yeah.
ago, I guess,
Yeah.
when the trade was made. We were talking about the buyout. And we went over guys who were out, who we thought were gonna be bought out, and nothing. Unless a lot happens this weekend.
But there hasn't been a lot of guys that have been bought out either, it seems. Has there?
No, I mean it's not a huge market like it usually is, but
Yeah.
there's guys out there. I'd have to look into it to name exactly, but I know there's guys out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, it's weird. I mean, it's tough for us to kind of get too deep into the Sixers right now because they haven't played in a week.
No, but I am,
rough week.
Yeah.
and I don't want to beat a dead horse. but last week, dude, that might be my new favorite. My new favorite clip because it's so fitting, and we all know the scene and how stupid that scene is. Anyway,
The horse is looking up.
like, dude, the second a regular radio show does that on the airwaves, you got PETA calling him like, you can't do that. Like, yeah, it happened in the movie, but you guys are literally joking about it. Man. Phil Mikowski says, was that Gary Monin? And I guess that's a good segue. Gary's missing his first show in a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thing. The wife told him he couldn't.
He had a thing to take care
And
of.
believe it or not, Gary's a pussy, so he listened.
Well,
Fucking right in the pussy.
Again,
Oh, me, he got some pussy. That's why he didn't come.
again. All right, never mind. We're just gonna move on. Ryan. All right. I want to talk about the Major League Baseball strike. So on our
It's not-
website,
It's not a strike.
I'm sorry, lockout. I'm sorry,
Lockout.
lockout.
Right, because it's the owners that are causing
Yes.
it, not the players.
Yeah.
Whatever
So
that's worth.
Poor players. It's a shame.
But
well,
yeah, Bryce Harper still hanging out in Clearwater.
He's
he's waiting on his little shorts, waiting.
somebody do something.
Yeah,
He's like that meme.
yeah, with the stick.
In
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, do something.
He's standing on the ball field with his glove and a ball in his hand. He's like, "Anybody want to play catch?"
Dear Chase, I would love to have a catch with you. But
That was great because like somebody said yes, and like you think that it's cool, and then you double down and totally ruin it by asking somebody else, "Hey, Bryce, you want to join in on this or something?" I'm like, dude, you ruined it.
yeah, I don't know if you saw the pictures of him riding around on his bicycle with his like little fluorescent shorts on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bicycle.
That's pretty hot.
Bicycle. Does he have a long beard still?
Nah, it's short.
Oh, he cut it. He cut his hair too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it smells bad. Yeah, it smells
So
better
he's
now.
got nothing.
It smells better now.
Oh, he probably ran out of product. That's why he cut it.
All right.
He's got to save now.
He's got what?
He's got to save money now. They're on
Yeah,
lockout.
he's not getting paid. Right? They're not getting paid, right?
no, they're locked out.
Right.
Locked out.
Such a shame he only made $37,000 million last year.
Yeah. That's not even a number.
Yeah,
That's because it's so astronomical. That's what I'm saying.
that was impressive too. Just
What?
rolled on with
37,000.
100,000.
We're just like, yeah, wait, what? No.
No, but the thing is, this is why I want to get into it, because a lot of people, well, basically, I put out an article on Sunday on our website, and people kind of responded. You know, most of them were positive, like, you know, I hope they can get through this, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
There was one dude who kept tagging me, like directing it towards me, you know, because I guess he figured out, oh, this is the author, you know, when it was shared on
Mhm.
places. Oh, let me just tag him, and I'm like, what's this guy have to say? What's this chap have to say?
This chat.
Yeah, he's gonna say something nice,
Chat.
nice to me.
Of course he's not.
No,
No.
of course not. No, he laid into me.
Did he? Like, I didn't even get what the fuck.
Yeah,
I hate baseball.
laid into me and said, "You're an idiot for believing that this isn't about money, all about money." And I'm like, "Well, no, it's not. Like, it's
Well, technically, it kind of is, but
it is, but it's about rights as well. Like, they want these minor leagues to be, you know, have better rights, basically.
and the way that they get better rights is to dump money into it. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
So I
And
mean,
they
it's always about
and
money,
they're
but
also talking about rule changes that are going to change the game, like the having a salary cap type of situation, and do a lottery system. So, you know, you do salary caps and all that stuff like every other league does, and then you want to draft because they don't want teams to tank. So it's very identical to the NBA. And
No, I don't
pretty
think
much
that the
all of
players really care about the draft lottery. The salary cap obviously has a big impact on them.
Mhm.
Yeah. I believe baseball needs a salary cap, but the lottery, you want to look to see how it does for tanking, look at the NBA.
Well,
The lottery doesn't work.
the reason why they're talking about why how it affects is because it's, first of all, the MLB is not a shared revenue.
I thought it was.
No, and that's another fight. in
I could have
this.
swore that it was shared
they-
revenue.
I
They
thought it was, yeah.
nobody knows what the owners are making.
Well, no. So shared
Yeah.
revenue, know what the owners are. Well, I guess that's true.
Right,
'cause
like
if
the
you-
income's not shared. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Well, maybe the entirety of the income shared, and then they spread out the wealth. But the actual knowing what each individual team makes is not shared,
Mm-hmm.
which is a problem. Yeah, and I can
Mhm.
understand that.
Well, they want to know. I mean, they want to know because they want a percentage of that. Like they want it to be even amongst the teams. So I
It
get it.
shouldn't be.
And the reason why the lottery thing comes in place is because of that, and because of I guess they're tired of because it gives smaller market teams
But the drafting, and I hear what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
I understand
I don't
the
know.
concept.
I don't know what I'm saying. It
But-
made more sense in my head.
Right. But if the problem in baseball isn't drafting, it's the problem in baseball is you only have certain markets that can sign certain guys. And then when you sign the guys, you sign them for what they did for the past 7 years,
And not
not
what
what
they're
they
gonna do.
might
Yeah.
do for the next 7. That's the problem in baseball. And contracts are guaranteed.
Mhm.
I hear what the play like the play like if you're in
Yeah,
Major
but-
League Baseball,
Yeah, but when you're a minor leaguer, and
Right.
and you blow it, you're cut.
Right.
They cut you, and they don't owe you anything.
right. But right, so like in the major leagues, like you're a guy, you've been in the league 10 years, right?
Mhm.
You're not a Bryce Harper type guy. You're a guy who makes $2 million a year. So you've been in the league 10 years. You just signed, say, a 3-year, $8 million deal. Granted, we're talking about a lot more money than any of us have. I get it. But you just signed a 3-year, $8 million deal, right? You already been in the league 10 years. You're trying to cash out here at the end of your career. You come out game 1, blow your knee out. And now after I've been in the league 10 years, I got my biggest contract, and you're telling me my money's not guaranteed.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's where the players are coming from. So like even Bryce Harper, that monster contract he has. So granted, it was team friendly when he signed it, but like you might tell me at the last 5 years of that, you got to tell Bryce Harper this money's not guaranteed.
Mhm.
How would you react?
Yeah, I mean, you can't pull back on what you've done. I mean, you're going to have to. It's going to have to be some sort of grandfather clause that's put in. But I mean, I think there's an in between. There's somewhere in between that they need. Like, I don't think that Mike Trout should make $400 million. I don't think that Bryce Harper should make 330, or Machado or whatever should make 300, 330 million, whatever they're all making. I feel that they should be making less. But I also feel that the minor league players and the players that are in their first set of eligibility years should be making a hell of a lot more than what they're making.
Right. There's
The arbitration of it, yeah. And that's a problem. And that's one of the things that they are fighting for that you wrote in your article. It's the fact that they want the year to go from like 5 to 4 for them to start being eligible for the free agency or the arbitration and everything. They want everything scaled back a year so that they can start making more money quicker,
Mhm.
which is fine if you start scaling back the other way.
Right. Okay. So if you want the owners to meet you there, fine. But, we got to implement this salary cap. We got to implement that your contract's not guaranteed. If we sign you 8 years and you only play 4 years of the deal, we're only paying you 4 years.
Right.
It's
It's really tough. It's a slippery slope because, like, do you want a salary cap? Do you want not a salary cap? Do you want a max contract in baseball? Can
Right.
you implement that?
that would actually might be perfect in baseball. The max contract thing that the NBA does.
It's going to be tough to implement, though.
It
Yeah,
would because
so
there's so
many
many more
more
players.
players.
Right. But that's one of the things, if you ask me, that like made the NBA so much more popular than it even was when that started. Like it was because of the Kevin Durant deal. That's how it all got implemented. But like that's 20 years ago at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's part of what makes basketball shitty.
Right.
There's
slippery
3 max
slope.
contracts, and since it's a max contract, they get to pick and choose where they want to go.
The NFL's kind of got it down. The NFL, they front load the contracts, front load the guaranteed money.
Right.
So, and then if we cut you in year 3 of this,
The NFL,
we're not liable.
The NFL is a lot more cutthroat.
Right.
They also get paid a little bit earlier in their career, and there's no arbitration. There's no, there's none of that. It's just basically like
That's
get
where
paid,
that's where the guaranteed money in the contract comes in.
Yeah.
So like you got to be cutthroat with it a little bit. It's probably the only way it's going to work. Like the players got to put their foot down, but the owners need to put their foot down too. And I think that's what this lockout is. The owners are.
Or like I almost feel like salary sharing, like almost like if you make the most money, or like almost like a percentage of your money needs to go towards. Well, then then you're saying they're taking money out of the players' pockets. Almost like if the players want more money, then shave off a little bit to start contributing towards the minor leaguers and help the minor leaguers out, or like just kind of the top 5 guys have to take a little bit, like just I don't know something.
But
I don't know.
like I hear that. That's totally true, Mike. Because like you said, the Bryce Harper contract, $330 million. Trout signed a $400 million. No, was it Trout?
I think it was Trout was 400. I think
Signed a $400 million deal. Like, where does this end? Like, if this doesn't end, what's Juan Soto going to sign in 2 years?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, is it going to be 450?
Well, it might not be 2 years. It might be next year, right? Because he's probably
He signed through 24.
Right.
He's a free agent at the end.
Yeah. That's you're right. It was 2 years.
Right.
Yep.
So, where does this end? Something's got to give.
Well, I heard we got actual audio and video from one of the something on the negotiating tables.
I'm going to ask him what I said. I'm going to ask him what I said. In your report, take your report and shove it up your fucking ass.
Wally,
You fucking, that's some bullshit. You know the last guy I bumped out, I knocked you on your fucking ass. Put that in your fucking report, you little fucking pipsqueak.
Wally,
Fucking joke.
Wally,
God damn it.
Wally, let's go.
I want to know what I said. I'll leave the field when he tells me what he threw me out for.
We got to go.
I don't have to go.
You got to go. Yes, sir. You got to go now.
What did I say?
Guys.
Jesus, you're goddamn it being an embarrassment to professional baseball being like that.
Wally, please.
It is right.
Wally, please, let's go.
First fucking time you've ever fucking umpired in professional baseball?
Wally.
Am I right?
No. Wally, let's go. Please.
Fucking joke.
So here's the I know, one headline.
Yes!
It's the best, right? So watch this. So now he's walking back to the dugout. He's all calm.
He'll go to Stevie will go to second. Move. Stevie will go to left. Stevie will go to short. Move Johnny to second.
I didn't say nothing to the motherfucker, man.
That's a fuck.
Wait, hold on. Do you heard
the player.
He was so flustered. He couldn't.
He put Stevie in 2 different positions.
Steve's like, let me morph. Steve's like, Coach, what the fuck?
You didn't say nothing, motherfucker.
Steve's like, I'm starting this motherfucking team. Now playing left, Bugs Bunny. Now
Bugs
playing
Bunny.
center. Now playing left, Steve. Now playing center, Steve. Now shortstop, Steve.
The other coach is just sitting there like,
So here's
center? What?
so here's
What?
the
Okay.
best. So
Okay.
he's just and this is an old video. I forgot all about this.
Yeah,
video.
I know I've seen it before.
So
I
now
know.
it's all calm, right? He's like, all right, I'm good. One player. I didn't say anything to motherfucker.
Yeah,
Right? And he's all calm, right? It's all quiet.
Fucking joke.
He's still pissed.
Here comes the bats.
Fuck you.
Throwing the whole.
Pick that shit up, you dumb motherfuckers!
oh no! Balls! Oh, he lost it.
Pick that shit up, you piece of shit! Catch it, get out of the way! Get out of the way!
Catch is just standing there. Like, what the
The bad boys like, Jesus Christ.
The players, look, they're laughing. The players are laughing in the
Oh
background.
yeah, of course they are. Oh, why can't we be friends? Is playing in the background now.
Let's go have a beer, Doc.
Let's grab a beer.
And that's why he made the show.
That's it. That whole thing was just for that last part.
Are you gonna add the let's go have a beer on the soundboard now?
I probably should.
Yeah.
All right, Doug,
Yeah.
let's go have a beer.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. God bless that guy.
Uh,
I wonder what he said. Gary called him a caffeine junkie. That's true. He's probably going to do is just drinks coffee and coffee and coffee and coffee. He's got the shakes. His fucking teeth are chattering and shit.
teeth are chattering. Come and splattering. Come at me.
Okay. You got it all over my shirt.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was pretty wild. I forgot all about that video.
Yeah, I know I've seen it
I hadn't seen
before.
that in years.
Well, we know it's not recent because they're not playing.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. Fuck you, motherfucker. What the fuck did I say?
Clean up, you piece of shit.
You call him, when was the last time you heard somebody call a pipsqueak?
He called him a pipsqueak.
That's how you know it's an old video.
Yeah.
So, ESPN released the top 100 players in the Major League history.
Okay.
All right, so like ever, all time, their list of the top 100 players.
Steroid eras? Did steroid players?
They're
in
on there.
Okay.
They're all on there. Barry Bonds. I think Bonds is. Well, first of all, I think Bonds is way. Hold on, let me see.
If he's not in the top 3, he's way too low.
Yeah, Bonds is up there. But I figured we would go from 20 down. But I have a question to ask. There is something with the top 8 out of the top 10, or 8 out of 10. I'm sorry. There's something with the 8 out of the 10 of the top players of all time that they all have in common. And it's something that bothers me about this list.
Okay.
Like tremendously bothers me.
I have a feeling I know what it is.
All right.
I have a guess at what it is.
So I believe 8 Phillies were on the list.
In the
8,
top 20?
like one. No,
top 100.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Mike Schmidt's got to be top 15. He's the greatest third baseman ever.
We'll
I don't
find
know
out.
about that.
I'm gonna give you a top 20.
Okay.
All right. Rogers Hornsby.
Okay.
All right. 19th Frank Robinson, the player that some people have debates about who was better, Frank Robinson or Brooks Robinson. Never mind.
I was wondering where the fuck you were going.
Nobody compares Frank Robinson.
Nobody.
Nobody compares Frank from American Gangster either.
Frank Lucas.
Nobody comparing Frank Lucas.
Hey, Tango. Got my money.
So
10%. 10%. Bang! Right in the street.
Yep.
What a scene.
Turns.
Just walks away.
Just walks.
Sits down with his brothers again. What was I saying?
Do it.
Yeah.
That Denzel.
Uh-huh.
So the player that is not compared to Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson.
That's 18, right?
I just did it again. Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt's 18.
Okay.
18.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty high up.
Fuck Brooks and Frank.
Fuck Brooks and Dunn. Fuck that Brooks and Dunn.
God. All right, number 17, Roger Clemens. So there you go with the steroid stuff, right?
All right. I mean,
7 Cy Young awards.
I was going to say, I mean,
Yeah. Right. He
take
belongs
his
on the
steroids
list.
out of it.
He belongs on the
Yeah,
list.
4 World Series championships.
Yeah.
Like
it's
4. Clemens?
with the Yankees.
He was there for all 4 of them? Like
4 appearances.
went the 4 of them.
okay.
Yeah. Number 16, Joe DiMaggio. Number 15, Mike Trout. Now let's debate this. You just put Mike Trout ahead of
Joe
No.
DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah, no way. Not yet.
And he just turned 30.
Right, not yet.
And so that's a problem with the list because I think this is an attempt. Like Mike Trout's a great player.
He's not the 14th best player ever yet.
No. And that's the thing. Like, he just turned 20 or 30 in the 2021 season. So
If he's projected, the projection's one thing, but
Right.
where he's
And
at
again,
now-
okay. He just turned 30 in the 2021 season, right? And he missed the whole year.
and this is the
So
question.
is he breaking down?
And this is the sentence on here that really bothers me. Trout turned 30 during the 2021 season, so the text on his eventual Hall of Fame plaque is yet to be composed. So if all his accolades and all that, and I understand that, and I get all that, but how can you put him ahead of a guy who already had better career numbers than what
Right.
Trout has now?
It
I
makes
think
no
that's
sense.
unfair.
Right. It's ESPN.
Right. And I think that's an attempt for them. They're trying to promote a product too, just like Major League Baseball is. So they're gonna have a bunch of Mike Trout games on this year. They're just trying to promote them up there. And of course, if you look up the ad or the story on ESPN on your phone and you go by Mike Trout, right there, dead smack in the middle, is a video clip to ESPN discussing is Mike Trout underrated on this list.
Underrated.
He under
Overrated.
underrated. No,
Underrated.
underrated. That's
Wow.
the point. Underrated. And then every other thing, there's no videos. There's no links to
Yeah.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That they knew
He's
it was
the
gonna be
best player.
controversial.
The-
Yeah.
Probably the best player in baseball.
Yep.
And they're trying to promote the product. Yep.
Gary's calling out Polsky. He said, Polsky, where you at, you fuck? Yeah, I haven't seen Polsky on
No,
here
he
tonight.
hasn't been on, man.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
No.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
He said boot, scoot, boogie.
Number 14, Greg Maddux.
Do you put Maddox ahead of Clemens?
He did it longer. He was, I did.
Okay.
Well, he didn't do it longer.
He did
No,
he did it cleaner.
he didn't do it longer
Yeah,
because they both came out in 86.
Yeah, didn't Maddox pitch for like 22, 23 years?
2008 he retired.
And they came out in
and-
86?
And Clemens pitched until early 2000s. Clemens pitched until he was over 40.
Yeah, all right, okay.
So, but anyway, Greg Maddux is one of the most dominant pitchers ever. And who's the cleanest?
Me.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's
Yeah, that
part of it.
shouldn't come into it. It
Right.
shouldn't.
We'll see if it does because there's some names on here that didn't
Okay.
make the Hall of Fame. So, all right, number 13, Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay.
Most popular player in the last 30 years. Reached the majors at 19 years old.
I think-
One of the most beautiful seasons you'll ever
Yeah.
see.
I think that's a good
Swings
spot.
like you'll ever see. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say it's
That's a good
I'm
spot
not-
for him. He would have been much higher if when he went to Cincinnati he could stay healthy.
The injuries just the route. Even
Yeah.
when he was his last year or two in Seattle. Yeah, he broke
yeah.
his wrist the one year.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was having an unbelievable season that
Yeah.
year. That's earlier. I think that's right. Yeah, that's a little earlier than the record. I mean, he still had some really good seasons after that.
But I don't know if he play one full season in Cincinnati with that contract he signed. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He led the league 4 times in home run. I'm sorry, hold on.
RBIs.
No, I'm sorry. He led the league in in home runs 4
different
times.
wow. Okay.
And he had back-to-back seasons of 56. And one of those years,
That was the year with A-Rod.
he didn't. No, it was with Didn't he have a ton that year with Sosa and McGuire?
Oh,
Wasn't
that's
him?
right.
Yeah.
He did.
Did he
Yeah.
have like 60 or something?
He might have.
No, he didn't hit 60. He was on like he was in the running with the two of them. Then he fell off a little bit. I think he hit like 48.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
All right. So it doesn't count towards the back-to-back 56 then.
Yeah, I
don't
don't think
know. I don't know. I thought he hit. I thought he hit.
I thought he was up there.
I thought he was close to 60.
Yeah, I do too.
Maybe I'm wrong. I know most of the he fell off towards the end,
Yeah, we'll look it up.
but I
Somebody can look it up.
I
for
can't
us.
do it right now.
Yeah.
what year would that have been?
98. Number 12 is Otis Wagner. I'm gonna start kind of going through this here. Number 11 is Pedro.
Pedro Martinez.
Mm.
Yeah, Pedro Martinez.
No. He's not. He's not Greg Maddux or Roger Clemens.
219 and 100 for his career. 2.9 ERA. 3,100 strikeouts.
I don't know, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mike.
I don't know. I can't.
In 2000, he registered a 2.9 ERA plus an adjusted stat accounting for ballparks and error, with the average being 100. Is the best in the league since 1893 for pitching as many innings as he has. I don't know who kept track of that stat. All right, so here's the thing. So here's the top 10, and this is kind of where I want to.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have a feeling I know what this is.
All right, top
I'm
10.
I'm listening.
They all have something. 8 of them have something in common that makes me hate this list.
All right, I'm sorry. 98. McGuire had 70. Why does it say Sosa had 150? Oh, it just said who led the league. There we go. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, McGuire had 70. Sosa had 66. Griffey did have 56. Vaughn from the San Diego Padres.
But-
Mo Vaughn
He wasn't on San Diego.
at 19. If
Apparently,
that
he was at that point.
there was a Vaughn in San Diego hit 50. Albert Bell for the White Sox hit 49.
Ricky
Vinny-
Vaughn. Ricky Vaughn.
Ricky Vaughn. Yeah, there you go. Vinny Castilla for Colorado hit 56. Jose Canseco for Toronto hit 46.
Dude,
Wow.
Look how many players hit
Alex,
over.
Yeah.
Alex Gonzalez for
was
Texas
the
hit
juicy.
45. Manny
Yeah.
Ramirez for Cleveland. Wow, Manny Ramirez for Cleveland. And, oh, wait, no, Albert Bell was on the White Sox at that point. Manny Ramirez hit 45. Andre Scalaraga for the Braves hit 44.
Damn. That's pretty wild.
Sosa had 158 runs batted in. He also had 171 strikeouts.
He had more game-winning
Yeah.
home runs. I remember
Ricky
that.
Henderson had 66 stolen bases
Jesus.
98.
in 98.
Jesus. Yeah, you
Wow.
think steroids weren't prominent? Gary just said steroids.
Yeah.
You don't think steroids are
Yeah, that was
incredibly?
that was
Adjusted wins. So, like, the wins for a batter. Like, so Mark McGwire led the league. He won 9 games just on his bat for the Cardinals that year.
Wow.
Bonds for the Giants was second at 7.
I
That's,
believe
Wow.
that.
that's fucking insane.
all right.
Well, speaking of Bonds, we'll see if he's in the top 10.
He's got to be on the top 10.
Something 8 of these top 10 have in common that I hate. Same usual. Number 9, Walter Johnson. Played in 1927.
Yeah.
Number 8, Barry Bonds.
I actually think that's low.
They have him at 8.
I think he
That's
should be
really
higher.
low.
I think he should be higher.
Yeah, I agree. Hey,
Yep.
that's not even disrespectful. That's a joke.
I agree.
Dude, in his 8, when he was 36 to 39 years old, his OPS was 292 points higher than the next guy. 209 home runs, 17 more than the runner-up. 755 walks, 307 more than the runner-up.
That's yeah.
Like, that's a Hall of Fame career in them 4 years. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Dave Peterson said absolutely no way he's a cheater.
Well,
So
Yeah,
is
I mean-
Roger Clemens.
right.
Well, he's not in the Hall of Fame either, though.
Didn't one of them get in this year?
Somebody got in. Yes, somebody got in this year that admitted to doing not one of those two, but somebody.
Yeah.
I thought.
Boston.
David Ortiz. Yeah, he's the only one that got in. That's
He
right.
had
That's right. Clemens and Bonds are off the list.
Yeah, there was it Ortiz that
and Schilling.
tested positive or something?
He never tested positive. Oh, wait,
Somebody
yeah,
tested
he
positive.
did before they started testing for steroids.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I mean, before
There's
it was
something-
before it was a
Before-
rule, and
right.
before they were gonna start suspensions and stuff.
Okay.
Bonds.
So it was a long time ago. But that was a long.
That was Ortiz?
But that was a long time ago.
I didn't realize Ortiz was in the league way back then. Anyway, moving on.
Number 7.
Maybe not. I don't. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in the league that long.
Yeah,
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah, he was during the
he
mid.
played like 15 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say during
all he
the,
did was hit.
yeah the first part of the
2000s.
2000s. He was dominant. All right, number 7, Mickey Mantle. Number 6, Lou Gehrig.
Yep.
Number 5, Ted Williams. Number 4, Ty Cobb.
Ted Williams should be out there. Ty Cobb's
Wait a minute. So you're telling me somebody that murdered somebody is allowed to be in the top 5, but the home run leader isn't?
right.
Like, really?
Double standards.
Uh,
I don't know what the double standard is in this case. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
like, you can murder somebody, but don't cheat.
hmm
Don't take steroids. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you.
Did they both use a needle or knife?
So that means that
I'm trying to
you
think
got-
of common.
you got Ruth and Mays
yeah, or 2 and 1 and 2.
and number 3, Mantle.
No, you already said
Or
Mantle.
he said Mantle.
Number 3.
Ruth, Mays, and Robinson?
Which one?
Jackie.
No,
Um,
Jackie Robinson was not even in the top 20.
wow. Ruth, Mays,
Hmm.
and
Nolan Ryan.
Mm-mm.
He's not in the top 20.
Mm-mm.
He's got 7 no hitters.
Yep. It's not in the top
Ruth,
20.
Mays, and
Carlin? No, that's
no,
not number
Aaron.
3, but
Ruth,
he's
Mays,
not in
and
the top.
Aaron.
Mike just got it.
Who?
Hank Aaron.
Aaron.
Ruth,
All
Mays,
right.
and Aaron.
Three
So
is
Steve
Aaron.
Carlton's not in the top 20 either, but Mike
No.
Trout is.
Right. Willie Mays, Babe Ruth. That's your.
Aaron, Mays, and Ruth. Right.
So there's something that 8 of those 10 guys have all in common.
I thought it was that they all played for the Yankees. Well, not before we went through them,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
the 10 have in common. 8 in the top 10 have in common. They're batters. They're not a lot of
Left-handers?
pitchers.
No. No, Ruth was a white right-hander.
I don't even know how to do a hint. Error. It's
pre-
not, it's. I think you guys are thinking too practical on it. 8 out of 10 guys are old time players. Like they're old heads. Like
Right.
But like before the people that wrote these articles, never saw them play. Not all of them are, but most of them are. I mean, Hank Aaron, yeah, you were able to see Hank Aaron play. He's probably the most recent out of that 8.
And Mays, right? Or was
Mays was earlier.
a little earlier.
Yeah, it
or-
was a little earlier than Aaron yet.
but I mean,
Bonds.
Yeah, I said no. He's not on that.
yeah, he's not one of the 8. He's one of the 2 that aren't.
Okay,
on
all right.
there.
So I don't know. I have a problem with that because I feel like baseball is a sport that, of course, everyone looks at and says it's the sport where they
It's an all-person sport.
it's no. It's all about the it's all about the past. It's all about the what we've done in the past and how strong the past was in our sport and how it grew America, right?
America's
and,
pastime.
And like if Babe Ruth played now, is he doing what these guys are doing?
No.
No, there's no fucking. So how can? And I'm not saying Babe Ruth wasn't the greatest because his numbers are
Of
a
the era,
different
right,
story.
yeah.
And his numbers are a different story. But Dave Peterson said it seems unlikely that Cobb killed a man in 1912. He had a reputation for aggressive and sometimes dirty play. With baseball lore insisting he sharpened his spikes to injure opponents. So
yeah, but no, Cobb.
He was
That's-
still accused of murder, and all Barry Bonds did was maybe take steroids.
Yeah, Cobb was Cobb the one? No, Hornsby. Was Hornsby the one? Which one was the one in the KKK?
Yeah, that was Cobb.
no, it was Hornsby.
It's Hornsby,
Yeah, Rogers Hornsby.
who was also in the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, like, come on. Like,
Well, no. So my question, no. Like, so what is it enough of let's look at the past and let's always, baseball. This is our backbone, and we're gonna keep riding this horse because it built America. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they constantly rely on that.
but you can't
And-
deny it.
No, but and this list. So this is what I'm trying to. If you guys, it's kind of hard to explain, but if you got, you look at this list and you see that, and here's 8 out of 10 from the past
But who do
on
you
this list that a lot of people haven't ever seen play. The
But
people
who do
writing
you-
these articles have
who do
never
you
seen
put who do you put in the list?
and I guess that's why where I'm kind of side eyeing the Mike Trout thing because Mike Trout's doing great things and he's still only 30 years old. And he's still playing. I'm not saying someone as recent as Mike Trout.
I got to be honest, and as
But-
much as I hate him, how does A-Rod not make the top 20?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
example.
I mean, A-Rod should be a top 10 player.
A-Rod probably should be, and I'm sorry,
Maybe
Barry
Jeter?
Bonds is
He's a-
2.
he's-
He's not 8.
No, he's way higher.
I'd put him 4.
You're bouncing one of the old timers out. So now it's one less. So then who's next? I mean, yeah,
Did you
A-Rod's.
go Jeter?
I don't know if Jeter's not. I don't think
You don't think he's top 10?
No.
Right.
No.
No, I think Jeter being off the top 20 is actually.
He's probably.
But why?
yeah.
How is Ozzie Smith not in the top 20?
No, Ozzie Smith wasn't a great hitter.
He was the
No.
greatest shortstop ever, though. Like,
He wasn't the great hitter. No, A-Rod's the greatest. Well,
yeah,
he played third base.
nah.
Played third base for a while. Yeah. But
I would put Jeter ahead of Ozzy easily.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. That's. I can't argue that.
Pete Rose. How's Pete Rose not on?
He's yeah. How's he not in the top 20? He's the
Baseball's all-time hits.
All-time hit leader is not in the top 20.
Right.
So you're telling me? I don't know, man. It's hard because I understand like there's guys that probably deserve to be up there. Obviously, Aaron, Willie Mays, Babe Ruth, they're all belonging in the top 10. But like, and Ted Williams, probably the greatest pure hitter of all time.
Right.
Which is the next question. What about Tony Gwynn?
Tony Gwynn.
How come he's not in the top 20?
Ichiro.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Walter Johnson, he played in 1912.
Right.
Like, get him off the fucking. He doesn't have to be ranked that high.
Okay.
There
hasn't been a guy since 1912 that's been better than Walter Johnson. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And if Walter Johnson pitched now, is he doing what he's doing now? It's so maybe that's unfair because again, I just said we'd never seen him, but Babe Ruth he wouldn't be a top player in the MLB if he played now, let alone an era.
He would have changed who he was though. I mean, Babe Ruth did it after drinking beers and eating hot dogs
and
smoking cigars.
Walter Johnson was doing the same thing back in 1912,
right?
Which
But I'm just saying that if you had Babe Ruth, a conditioned Babe Ruth,
yeah, like in today, like where he worked out, like he was in shape, he didn't go out drinking.
Yeah, but what if he ended up with like the McNabb arm, like he got all big and just everything hitting the ground?
Well, I don't know, maybe.
Or maybe he would have hit 900 home runs in today's day and age. You know what I mean?
So you're saying McNabb, if played in today's era right now, he'd hit.
You might. You're not allowed to hit them.
900 touchdowns.
You might. You're not allowed to hit them.
I think we're going.
Did you just call McNabb the greatest quarterback of all time?
No, I did not call him.
We're going in a really weird direction.
Not call him the greatest quarterback of all time.
You just called Donovan McNabb.
I did not.
You said he could.
And I'm not going down this road with you. Like it's not happening.
What are you doing?
Fucking what the fucking fuck? Hold the fuck this fucking. How did you do fucking fucks? Fuck.
Well,
To be fair.
Three Duck Saints.
Yes, sir. Love that movie. Love it.
I did not plan that. It was just kind of
happened.
No, it's clear you didn't plan it. It didn't sound planned.
No. All right, so I think it's a good segue. Look, we brought this up this week on Twitter, and we also asked amongst ourselves our top 5. Those 5 songs that opened an album that got your the second you heard it, like yeah, no matter how many times you heard that, you got excited to put that album on because of that first song, right? Not necessarily the band's best song,
right?
But that song that just, I love that open. What a way to open an album. That's one of the, that kind of thing. That was the question.
Yep. Any way you want to look at it.
Any way you want it. That's
the way
not
you
on
need it.
I mean, I'm not really sure if that was the first song on the
I want to say yes. Doesn't that sound like an open?
It does.
Right? Like,
yeah.
Dun, dun, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, let the text boards come in. Sean, I guess can show some of them, but which one of us is going first?
Yeah.
Are we doing our whole list? We're going around.
Yeah, let's do one each.
Dave Peterson asked a minute ago. Cy Young, Ozzie Smith, Hank Aaron. Hank. I guess Hank Aaron was in that top 3. I don't know.
Cy Young should have been. The fucking award was.
Cy Young was top 25. He was right outside. He might have been 25. Okay. Yeah. Ozzie Smith, I don't remember seeing him on that list on the top 25.
Right. I don't think that he should be.
Yeah.
I think
he should be
quite frankly, I think Ozzie, and Ryan's gonna fucking hate me. I think Ozzie Smith's overrated.
I completely disagree.
I think Ozzie Smith was a flashy, really good fielder, great glove, flip, this and that, but wasn't a phenomenal baseball player. He was really good, deserved to be Hall of Fame, but
if you look at his numbers, I'll say that his numbers aren't that impressive. Statistics.
I don't think he's overrated though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call him overrated.
Well, if you're talking about him as the greatest shortstop ever, I think that's where it's.
Through his era, he was. When
Yeah,
he
I mean,
when he retired, he was the greatest shortstop ever.
Yeah, probably. I mean, shortstop wasn't a prominent hitting position.
Right. It became prominent with that Derek Jeter, Nomar
A-Rod.
Garcia
Nomar.
Parra,
Yeah, Nomar.
A-Rod.
I mean, at this point, I think that
So now he's not the. I'll agree with you to that point. Now he's not the greatest shortstop ever. There's been too many good ones.
right. I think
But when he retired, he was the greatest shortstop ever.
Larry Bowa, I mean, was a fantastic defensive shortstop. Right, but no one ever, you know what I mean?
yeah, but they talk about Larry Bowa as like the best shortstop that the Phillies ever had.
No, he's not. Jimmy Rollins is.
Well, yeah, now
I'll pass it
There you
off.
go. Like you just proved my point. You know what I mean?
the shortstops was not the position that is now.
And that's actually the point of, I guess in a way that kind of is the point of my whole thing is what we just said. Larry Bowa was the greatest at this position. And then statistically, other players passed him. And then also style of play and whatever. And he also
But also
won,
in
won
that
a championship.
Also in that argument, then you would put Bonds above Mays and Ruth.
Quite
Well,
frankly,
Babe Ruth won as well.
Bonds.
But Bonds'
be-
numbers are better.
Bonds probably
Mhm.
you could make an argument that Bonds is the best player that's ever
Yeah,
played
that's
baseball.
what I'm thinking. There's no way. There's no reason why he's 8.
You could make an argument that Bonds is the best player that ever played baseball.
Anyway, we got to move on. Fuck, we're
Anyway.
going back to this. Jesus.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
It's my fault for reading your message. But, this is what this is all about. Hang back, have some drinks,
Yeah.
talk sports, get
Yep.
sidetracked, watch the Sixers, go back to one subject, come back to the other one later.
like ADD.
Thibault's doing all right.
Sixers up 16 at
Oh,
halftime.
we are the
Thibault
ultimate.
just had a ADD. Yeah.
We are the ultimate ADD show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's no. Yeah.
Yeah, that slam dunk putback to end the half, that was pretty nice.
Wow, dang, that was nice. All right, so your top 5 album openers. The songs that made you want to turn that album on just to hear that song, the songs that got your blood pumping, and the songs you were like, damn,
Yep.
that's a way to open an album. Not necessarily the best songs ever to open an album.
Or just a song that you just the first time you listened to
Made
when
an
it first
impact.
popped on now.
And it's a personal question. It was what
Yeah, there's
opener
no wrong
gets
answer.
your
There's
blood
no
pumping.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so we got a couple good ones on Twitter, but I figure we go through our list and then
Okay.
we'll go through some of the listeners.
All right.
Well,
So he's starting us off.
I am.
go ahead.
All right, so I'm going old school here.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2 of Us from the Beatles, the Let It Be album. It's not something that gets your blood pumping,
That's a good
but
way to open an album.
but that album that song comes on, you're like, damn, and then that album is so fucking good
Yeah.
to where it's hard to just listen to that. Like that's one of them albums to me. If something comes on, if I got shuffle playing,
Yeah,
You
I'm that way with the
I'm-
White Album.
I'm
Yeah.
putting that album on.
I hear one White Album song, it's on.
You're right.
You and I probably have one on our list that's probably from an album that once you hear one song, you can't turn off. Go ahead.
So now we're gonna
Oh, we're
do
all
one.
doing
each.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I'll go. I went Blind by Korn.
Thought
Just
about
the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and
Uh-huh.
then and then you just
it.
wait for it, and it just build up until you hear the "Are you?"
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
it's-
that's exactly it. That was on my list. Blind was on my actually the first one I typed out. Just
Wow.
because it's whenever they play it in concert,
yeah.
you're like, oh
Yeah.
man, like
It just gets you
Yeah.
like yeah. And usually they open with it.
And it's not-
No, it's actually become their closer.
Oh, has it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, is it their best song?
No,
It's a pretty good fucking song.
it
is
is.
a good
It
one,
is a
but-
pretty good fucking
But
song.
it might not be. See, it's not the best song. Okay.
Korn had 2 of
So
them.
you
I
want-
was bouncing around.
I see you went Blind, and I'm gonna go Battery on Master of Puppets.
Dude, is that on your list?
The strum.
Yes. Yeah, that's on my list too.
All of our lists.
That's on your list.
That's on my list.
Nice.
Oh wow,
It
we all
was-
had one.
No, I mean it was just because like the thing is that like you guys were into Metallica, like I was into Metallica, but not quite as early and as much as you guys are. I mean, still not. I mean, I don't have a Metallica tattoo, but
fucking dorks.
Oh, good for you.
but I remember somebody lending me the Master of Puppets CD when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school, and I just put on the first song, and I just remember hearing like, and it just starts off
So
with like
dark, so grim.
Yep.
yeah, but and it just starts off with like the guitar strums, and it's like, and you're like, what is this? Like, what am I getting myself into? And like, it doesn't sound real heavy. It doesn't sound, and then all of a sudden, it just fucking blows
punches
you.
you,
You're
in the fucking
what
mouth.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I'll never forget where I was and what I was doing when I first heard that song.
It's awesome. All right,
All right.
Ryan, this is 2 now.
Yeah,
I do have an honorable mention because I figured one of them we announced and there was blind for me.
yeah. So the alcohol's kicking in, so I had to get the list out.
This is my list.
I'm gonna welcome to the jungle. Appetite for Destruction.
Good one. Actually,
Yeah.
as you just said it, Dave Peterson literally just typed that in. Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Appetite for Destruction.
Absolutely.
I can't.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I thought about it. And one of our listeners did say that as well. I think 2 people may have. So I'll get to the list in a second. But yeah, I can't disagree with that at all. And not this is about disagreeing with something. I'm not gonna tell you your opener sucks.
All right, so mine. This one's going to be a little off the cuff. Live Throwing Copper.
Oh.
Damn it, Otter
This
Creek.
motherfucker.
Oh, that's on your
I
list.
swear to
Oh
God.
my God! Really?
I swear to
I thought
God.
that was going to be the one nobody had.
Dude, I swear to God, it's on my list. That was the last one I added.
Fellas, I swear to God, I crossed that off a list.
Did
that
you
I
really?
Did you really?
Wow!
Yes.
I didn't know that you were as big.
I
As
like.
yeah.
I'm not as big a fan as you are, but that album's unbelievable.
Yeah,
And that
that-
opener.
Yeah.
Like
When all was left to do is reflect on what's been done.
and then the build up to that.
This is where sadness
It gets.
flees.
It goes.
the sadness of everyone.
And just how it builds, and then all of a sudden it fucking it just goes it goes fucking nuts at the end of it. And that isn't my favorite song on the album.
No, there's
There's a lot of great
Yeah,
songs.
White Discussion.
White Discussion's probably my favorite one. I Alone's really good.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Like I know it was their single and all, but I love that song.
Yeah.
Remember he
Yeah.
had the fucking the braid, just a long ass braid. He's like,
swinging around.
yeah.
He's like, yeah, baby, my dick's is big. Hey, baby.
Fucking dudes from Allentown.
York.
York,
Oh,
yeah.
from York, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
No offense to our one
Yeah.
fan in Allentown.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
is that like calling?
Yeah, hold on.
Is that like calling North Camden and South Camden the
Yeah,
same
but like
thing?
isn't
Hold on. In the distance, you can hear one guy like, fuck you. That's our fan in York.
well there's York, Allentown's like up northern and York's like more like western.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all right. They have like they still use rocks to start fires and shit out there.
Yeah.
So we're good. We're good. All right.
Gary said Led Zepp, Dazed and Confused.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That did open it. Didn't
Yeah.
it?
Boom, boom.
Nah.
No.
It's too
No.
long. It's 17 minutes long.
Dazed and Confused? No, it's not. It's like, I mean, it's like 8, but it's not 17.
That's a lot. It's still 8. All right.
Anyway.
I'm not gonna disagree, but you know,
All right.
it's a slow
I think you're
song.
being a little cynical here. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh. That's a great little bluesy tune. That's a good point.
I love my best. The best is the. See if this will work, huh? I can't get the effects to work. All right, so I had effects on here and they're not working. I had the echo. Go, Completely different song, but you know, Gary just,
I'm just.
Gary just really fucking chip back.
I said I agreed. Yeah,
That's what I think about your pick, Gary. But you're not wrong. I can't tell you you're wrong. It's just your opening song.
Yeah.
There's no opinions. There's no opinions, but Gary.
It stinks.
Actually, if Robert Plant was still alive, he'd say, "No." Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I'm
Robert
sorry.
Plant's still alive.
Yeah, he is. No, to Gary's answer. All right. Mine is Mr. Self-Destruct on the Downward Spiral by Nine Inch Nails.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the.
And here's right, because there's a better way of hearing
Trent Reznor again.
something's going on.
Like something's going on there.
But that song, I'll keep you where you are. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, Mr. Self-Destruct. And then in the middle of the song, it's real quiet, and like you're so much of an asshole because you're 14 and you got your CD player and you're trying not to let your parents hear you because you know it had the expletive sticker in the corner. And you're like, oh shit, to hear me listen to this album, I'll be getting some shit for this. And you keep it down, and it's the piano part, and he's whispering. And you're like, fuck, you can't hear it. Something wrong with this thing. You turn it up. Gary said, "So horny" by Two Live Crew.
Me, son. All right, my turn.
Yeah, this is round 3.
All right, round 3. All right, I had Battery, Master of Puppets.
Yeah, that was my. That's an,
So
that
I'm
was
just gonna
mine. Yeah.
switch it with another one I was bouncing in my head. Blackened, Justice for All.
Okay.
See, I was going. We talked about it. I mentioned that like we all said that like we could have picked different songs off of the album from the same band, and Enter Sandman off
Yeah,
the Black album.
Sure.
I was going to. The reason I didn't go with that is because I was trying not to get doubles, and I thought he was going to have it.
Oh, okay.
But it was. I mean, it's a song. Not only does it open that album, but it's a song that still gets played. The song's 30 years old,
Yeah.
and it still gets played in stadiums, and it still fires people up.
Yep.
I mean, think about all the players at Virginia Tech, and you know all that. They come out to that song.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And that opens that album.
It's the riff, dude.
Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd on the Wish You Were Here album.
Nice.
That's Mr.
Nice.
Peterson.
So no, I went with I switched it up to Enter Sandman because I had Battery.
Oh, so you okay?
Okay.
I was hoping someone was going to name the other one first, if it's even on someone's list. But I'm going to go with "Go" on Versus
Oh.
by Pearl Jam.
I go home.
You hear that little the guitar, that drum comes
Yes.
Don't go
That
on
was-
me. Don't go on me.
Yeah, it's interesting about that because that's another one, not Go. Go wasn't the one that I had, but I have another on my list
Yes.
from Pearl Jam, and that was another one where I was like, that's the other song on a different album that I
That's
could
the
have.
one
Yeah.
I'm thinking about. It's Once.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Definitely. That
That's another one where I remember
Once
where I
co-
was
yeah.
when I first heard the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Mm.
And once comes on, it's hard not to listen to some Pearl. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as we all love Pearl Jam, and 10 is an amazing album, it's played out.
Mhm.
Right.
So, but if that mood hits you, man, once is
Yeah.
like you. Fuck, I'm drunk.
So yeah. So
You know,
that's
somewhere here's the hit of all my tones.
Yeah. Oh, on it's hard.
All right. Jailbreak by AC/DC. Actually, all right. So, well, I didn't put him on my list, but Hell's Bells on Back in Black.
That
is a
was
fucking-
one. That was one of the
Yeah.
one of the list I wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
yeah.
I'm not the biggest.
Bong.
I'm not the biggest AC/DC
I like
fan.
two albums.
I like that album.
I
And,
like Back in Black, and I
yeah.
like Highway to Hell.
it's your
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
All right, so I like it's a different kind of category. I weigh this over in my head. But I'm gonna go with this because it was earlier. Fuck with Dre Day on the Chronic. We'll have
Okay.
your fucking record company surrounded.
Yeah.
I know I'm the biggest hip hop fan on the panel.
Yeah.
Right.
But like that album, that's a flawless hip hop album.
Yeah.
Front to back. The B-side might even be better. But that album's flawless. And if that song comes on, I'm at least listening to some of this album.
Right.
To this day.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Gary said great pick. Dave Peterson said David Bowie's Heroes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not my favorite Bowie song. If anything, I would have probably went Ziggy.
Yeah, I'd go Ziggy before I went Heroes.
But again, it's not about
Right.
your favorite
It's
song.
not about
yeah,
us.
right.
Yeah.
So I guess it's me, right?
Yeah. I mean, because
I
we
got
went
one
to
left.
fourth. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we went to fourth. I went once from 10. So yeah, if we're on the last one, I got one left too.
Okay. I think I wonder if this is the one that you and I are gonna have. Oblivion.
God, not,
You didn't? You
No.
don't? You didn't?
it's not on my list.
It's
no.
not on your list?
No,
Dude.
but it was on one of my lists.
Oblivion by Mastodon for Crack the Sky. That album, in my opinion, is an absolute masterpiece. But that opening, again, it's like Battery.
Agreed.
And it just builds up. Gary's last one is Black Sabbath, The Writ.
That's not the first song on the album, bro.
No, it's not. It's the last.
It's the last
on
song.
there. Gary. And goddamn it, where's your movie review? What's your last one?
I just did my last one.
Oh, the Rabble.
Yeah, that was my fifth. That was the fifth one.
Was it?
Oh wait, no.
No.
I'm sorry. My last one, My Own Summer, Deftones, Around the Fire.
I was thinking about that one. Yeah.
That's how you open a new metal. I mean, they've evolved on it, but that's how you open a new metal album.
Mhm.
Like late '90s, shit's changing, a lot of aggression and fucking.
As soon as that snare hits, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
something
But
sounds
think.
different. Gary said it's the first song he heard on that album, dickheads. Well, that wasn't the
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't the question.
So
Rocket Man by Elton John.
nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. So the last one that I have, Tool, Enema, Stinkfist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually had the Grudge on
Right.
Really?
another
Yeah.
list. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if anything, I was thinking of Lateralis.
Yeah.
That would have been another honorable mention. like of
Louder House isn't the first song on that album, though, Mike.
It is?
The
What
Grudge
is-
is.
The Grudge.
The Grudges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that's the one that starts out with the?
That sounds like a tape. Like,
Okay. Okay.
What does it sound like?
a tape.
What?
But
Oh,
no,
so-
yeah. So and
If
you didn't-
once on a time, yeah.
and if you didn't want to go, throwing copper, Secret Samadhi,
Yeah,
and
Rattlesnake's
Quinny's
pretty good.
Juice.
Yeah.
No, Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake was the
Yeah.
first one on.
Let's go take a mall.
Oh, you
It's
know
not
what? That's
too
the
far.
second one, wasn't
The
it?
crazy,
That was the second
crazy
song.
Mixed up yeah.
Damn, I was all fucked up.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Rocket Man, Elton John, Dave Peterson said.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my list. It's all of our lists, I guess, right? We all had Battery though.
Yes, sir, bro. They're up 16 at halftime.
Shit, there was one. Something just hit me. I went, "Oh, that was a great opener," and I lost it. But here's some of the people on Twitter what they said. Chuck Darrow at Chuck Darrow said, "See No Evil" from Marquee Moon. I'm not very familiar.
Yeah, I'm.
No.
That's fine. That's what gets his blood pumping. Joe DeCinnick checked in earlier on the show. Running with the Devil, Van Halen. Not the biggest Van Halen fan. That's a good song.
Yeah.
That's a good song to kick off.
Mhm.
Oh, man. You know.
Mhm.
Someone else said Booch. Booch checked in and said Booch. Said Booch. Hey, it's Booch.
What's up, Booch?
No, he said Battery by Metallica. 5150 album, Van Halen. Good enough. Polsky checked in and put on Rocky, all the intro songs. So that was his pick. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
Thanks for your contribution, man.
It's a good one. Start Me Up, Rolling Stones.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like that's the opening riff. Yeah.
That's the same thing with the entertainment thing. You hear that song, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Guess I'm listening to some Stones now.
Go Eagles 302. Brian says Blind by Korn. And I said this one's definitely on our list. We're going to do a segment on the show tomorrow night. Booch also checked in and said War Pig Sabbath.
I thought about it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jungle.
Yep.
App Dumpster Baby. Said tough to beat this one, and can't disagree with that. Welcome to the Jungle. We talked about that earlier. So yeah. So those are kind of the some of the choices that people on Twitter said.
I want one more like honorable mention, whatever you want to call it. The other one I was floating with on the hip hop scale was Bring the Ruckus, Wu-Tang on 36 Chambers. Again, I don't know if either one of you have listened to that album straight through.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Really long time. So I really don't remember. Before the show, I said White America on Eminem's.
Mm-hmm.
That's a way different song from anything he ever did before. Like you could tell there was an anger behind that album because of that first song. It's the most
outside of the way maybe that or the way I am. It's the raunchiest song he's released.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely the most aggressive, and it kicks off that album. You're like, oh man, and that album is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven, Hotel California, Mama.
Yeah.
All choices. Man, Hotel California, the Eagles out.
Yeah.
That's a classic, dude.
Yeah, that's man, that's a tough one to disagree with at all.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun, guys.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well done, Mike.
Yeah, I gotta get a drink. Fuck, I'm thirsty.
Fucking drink. You need a drink?
There was another album I was trying to think of it. As we were talking, I lost my train of thought. You know what? I don't love them at all anymore. Like I can't listen to them at all. But the way that Eat the Rich opens, Aerosmith.
Yes.
Wake up, fool!
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changing but the date. And then the first Eat the Rich comes on.
Yeah.
That's the first, like
that's a great album. Like that was a great comeback album. Now Aerosmith all of a sudden, fell apart. But
it was that album, and then that was it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say I hate them, but you guys like Aerosmith a lot more than I do.
No, we don't anymore.
No, but you did. Like it. I never liked them as much as you guys did. Like never.
Yeah. Okay.
Like if you give me Aerosmith, I want 70s Aerosmith. That's it.
Well, I mean, again, 70s Aerosmith and Eat the Rich is it. Like there's
but see that's what I mean. I'm out. Like
you
if
don't
it's
like
not if it's not 70s Aerosmith, I'm out.
Yo, how about the one that opens up Silverchair's first album?
Oh,
what was that called?
Put your hands in the air. I am Israel Son.
Israel Son. That's a great album.
And Wait for Tomorrow was like
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
Pure Massacre.
Song.
Yeah.
Fault Line.
Suicidal Dreams is on that.
Suicide Dreams.
That's a good album.
That's a great album.
And then their albums got really sonically like they became Pure Massacre. Yeah, Gary just said they had like really good sound and album sonically, but then the music just took a shit. Like they went in a completely different direction.
They were young kids. The record label took control.
But Neon Ballroom, like that album, sonically is one of the best albums ever. Like there's so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, while you were drunk, here we go.
I am not drunk, man. You're trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Fuck with my ass, man.
Shit.
So lives in suspension for the rest of the season. Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard doing what he did in the game. Michigan and Wisconsin met up this week, and basically it came because of there was a timeout and there was a full court press.
Yeah.
And it was
Michigan was down 14. There was like 15 seconds left, and Juwan Howard decided to do a full court press, and then the coach from Wisconsin called a timeout.
Right.
Okay. So then they meet afterwards, and that's the line, and things are kind of getting a little out of control, and there's argument.
Yeah, so I mean, essentially, like, Juwan Howard's pissed that his team lost, and he's trying to walk past the dude, and the dude's like, "Yo, shake hands."
He provoked it.
Who, the guy?
The Wisconsin coach.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, Juwan Howard was being a douche, and he called him on being a douche.
Completely. Like, with that, Juwan Howard wanted to walk by him, and the dude stopped him. Like, he was provoking something. He wanted a reaction out of Juwan Howard. Now, the reaction that Juwan Howard had is completely unacceptable, but it was provoked.
Yeah, I mean, it was provoked, but at the same time, Juwan Howard was being a douche by walking. Like, you're supposed to shake hands.
Right.
Let's talk about what happened, whatever. But Juwan, so the both of them, so it got heated. He goes away. The coach goes away. His assistant coach for Wisconsin starts barking at Howard, and that's who Howard hit.
Yeah. Like, it was a bad look.
That was a
terrible look on both programs.
It was bad, but
and the Big Ten.
But Howard deserves the bulk of it. Howard took a swing.
I agreed.
Yeah.
But I just disagree with the Wisconsin coach not being reprimanded at all. Like, he didn't even get fined.
But I don't know. Like, do you think that when he stopped Howard, that he was thinking that this is going to turn into a brawl? Do you think that do you think that in the back of his mind or at any point, or was he just trying to stop the coach saying, "Don't be a dick"?
I'm not going to insinuate. I mean,
but at that point, you got to be able to sense that Juwan Howard is not in no mood.
Right.
Be the bigger man. Move on. He was looking for a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I think the guy that takes a swing deserves the bulk of what happened.
I completely agree.
If the guy got like, I don't know if he should have got suspended. If he should have got fined, okay. But there's probably
like
50 times that happens. And 49 times, the coach says, shakes his hand and walks off.
As a grown man, right? As a grown man, these are two grown men walking by each other, and someone says something that you don't like, and you're in a mood. What could they possibly say to you that deserves to get punched? I can name a few things.
Right. And we don't know what the coach now. We don't know what the other coach said. That the other guy, I don't know what he said, so I can't speculate.
Something racist.
If it was racist, it would have came out.
Something really dirty and personal. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if it was
something hate filled, something like that.
Absolutely,
we would have heard about that by now, though. And I don't think it was anything like that.
But but Ryan's not even talking about the other coach.
No, and I know, and so like, I don't know. I'm just thinking like the reaction itself, like in general, like what would make you react to something like that, and where it would become warranted, and where you couldn't fault the person who took this, who made the swing. I don't know if you can, aside from those few things, and we know it's not any of those things.
Right. Like the post game, Juwan Howard would have said, I was called such and such. He said such and such.
Yeah,
he said nothing.
It's too late now. You can't do that now.
Right. So I completely agree. Juwan Howard should have been the suspension fits. The rest of the regular season, Phil Martell, he's going to coach the Wolverines, by the way.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. I had that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good.
So, but he should have been suspended for the rest of the season. I think it's fitting. I think the Wisconsin coach should have gotten something, but let's move on here. Like it was a bad look.
Yeah.
Both programs and the Big Ten.
Well, speaking of bad luck, and it's so funny that Dave Peterson mentioned this because this was next on my list here. A Finnish cross-country skier has suffered a frozen penis.
What?
At the Olympics.
Wait, what? One more time.
A Finnish cross country skier has suffered a frozen penis during the Olympics. Had suffered a frozen penis during the Olympics.
I've never heard of this before.
Yes. So the cross country skier.
It was fucking cold in the Olympics.
But wait, what? So
Remi Lindholm of Finland.
wait, this dude's from Finland.
Yep.
And he couldn't handle the cold.
50-kilometer race at the Beijing Olympics is where this occurred. The thing is, this isn't the first time this has happened to him. This happened to him last year too.
Oh,
where he froze his penis.
He's got a problem.
So basically, like,
maybe put a blanket around it, or a little warmer or something.
He said you can guess after the thing. He's being treated, and he said, "Well, you guys can guess what body part was a little bit frozen today when I finished. It was one of the worst.
Finished.
He did say that. He did say that, and he said it's one of the worst competitions I've been in. I was just battling through.
What a fucking frozen cock.
dick.
What a frozen cock.
Frozen coxicle.
Oh man, he just
like, did he think you seen it down his leg through like the tights? You know what I mean? Like, did he have like a Randy Quaid dick?
I don't want to think. Oh my god.
Did he have a Randy Quaid dick, or did he have like a small dick?
Unicorn.
Harden did one of his behind the back, step back. Yep. Here it
Did
is.
he hit it?
Did he hit it?
Yep.
There it is. Harden with the.
Oh, that's great.
It's in a Sixers uniform.
That's
fellas.
great.
And they're blowing out the Timberwolves.
Up 25 now.
Yep. Okay. Dave Peterson said the NFL and XFL reached a partnership agreement. The agreement
Yes, they did.
experiments with proposed rules, test equipment, develop officials, players, and coaches.
So it's a minor league.
If I read it right, that's what it seems
That's
like. The XFL is going to be kind of like a minor league for the NFL.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Thanks for that, Dave. I didn't hear anything about that.
Oh, you didn't hear about that?
No.
I would have figured you had it. I mean,
No,
I
I
wasn't
never-
thinking about it, but I would have figured you had it on the list.
If it is, and it actually survives, good for the XFL.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's tried and tried and tried and tried. So, I mean, yeah, could you imagine having a minor league team? You could have stuffed Jalen Hurts down there. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I'll flip it around here. Speaking of minor leagues, Jim Thome has just been announced as the new MLB Players Association president.
Nice.
Yep. Like 2 days ago.
Wow. Okay.
So Jim Thome, all
That's
around.
probably a good hire.
Yeah, I mean everyone loves him. He's one of the most down to earth dudes ever. Mark Lanigan, former singer of the Screaming Trees, and also sang Queens of Stone Age. They work with Nirvana. Dave Grohl, he's done it all. Passed away at the age of 57 this week. And most people probably, who the fuck's this guy? But he was a pretty integral part in that whole movement of that music, that music during that era.
Basically a part of our DNA, like who we are, man.
Yeah, and Ryan had a good question before the show. So think about now, Mark Lanigan's gone.
They're all gone.
Yeah, except
like Eddie Vedder. Like,
yeah,
put him in a box.
Eddie Vedder's like the last '90s.
Like icon left. There were so many because the '90s were so good. Like
that same era, like that same, Scott Weiland's gone, Cobain's gone,
Chris Cornell,
Lane Staley, Chris Cornell, Mark Lanigan, who's big in that.
The dude from Mother Love Bone,
right?
Kurt Cobain. I mean, now Kurt Cobain was a long time ago,
and the cousin from Mother Love Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if is there any other from that '90s era grunge? Billy Corgan.
Maybe, but I don't think
he's not like a legend.
I mean,
Dave Grohl,
Mark
but
Lanigan
Dave Grohl was kind of the drummer for Nirvana, so I just see that. I guess it makes it a little bit different.
Front man,
and Foo Fighters came out in '95, so I'm not counting him as a front man.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's pretty crazy. So Troy Aikman is probably going to sign a major deal where it's a 7-figure deal where they're going to pry him away from Fox and join Monday Night Football. So
thank God for
is it
Monday
7
Night
or is it 8 figures?
I think it's 7. I'm sorry, 9 figures.
9. Okay.
Jesus Christ, my odd numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
3 of Mike's right now.
I'm like $1 million. It doesn't sound like much.
nine figures. Nine figures.
Good for Monday Night Football, though. I think he'll do a good job there. Monday Night Football's been bad for a long time.
9 figures. Announcers are making $100 million now.
What the fuck?
10-year contract or something. You know,
It's like a million.
Yeah,
like
all right,
10
$10 million a
million
year.
Mhm.
Oof.
Yep.
Christ.
You like you're not playing. You're
So-
sitting in a booth talking about.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Thank you, Troy.
10 a
Like,
year.
it's a job any of us could do.
Right. I mean, I don't
Any
know
of
if we
us.
do it as well, and you know,
But making that kind of money where there's
Like you meet with the team.
that's
on-
crazy.
you
You meet
research
with
a
the
little
team.
bit.
Yeah, you do your research, and then you meet with the team on Saturdays before the game.
Talk to.
Yeah,
You'd be like Dick Stockton and calling.
I talked to
Yeah, Trent Selleck.
Trent Selleck.
There's Trent Selleck.
So
So like,
Donovan McNabb.
there's
no, I hit the who
it's
was
like
the-
800,000 a game or
Kevin
something. Right? Or
Colby.
Like seven, like
Who is the announcer? It's a hockey announcer, and he calls the dudes like if the dude's name is Jim, like he calls him Jimmy. If his name's Mike, he calls him Mikey.
Mhm.
And if it's Rick, it's Ricky.
If it's Vladimir, it's
It's
Vladimir.
It's Rick. Yeah, it's
That-
Rick. It's not fucking Ricky. How many fucking times I got to tell you?
We were talking about that. We were talking about that like 2 weeks ago. We were talking about that scene. It was a great scene. I'm gonna keep
Rick.
it.
It's
I
Rick.
had to keep it quiet because Mark was standing next to us. He hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah,
Like, come on, Mark.
Fuck you. What the
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker.
So yeah, so two things. So Fox is going to be different because there's going to be no Joe Buck.
Oh, Joe Buck.
Well,
won't be
no,
there
no,
either?
not with Troy Aikman though.
Right.
Like,
yeah, we were talking about. I don't know if you were down here. We were talking about. I guess Johnson, Moose Johnson, who's maybe in the Aikman spot.
I don't think he's been number 2.
He's not.
I don't know. He had some shitty games this year. I remember.
Who's the number 2 on Fox?
I don't know.
All right.
Is it
Yes, I'm going to do football.
do they have I don't know. Maybe they just hire Sean Payton.
Hire Keith Jackson.
Why Keith Jackson? They just hire
Oh no, I'm thinking of Brooks Robinson. I'm sorry.
Brooks. Hire Mike quick. Deshaun
So,
Jackson.
So
See,
that-
he goes up the seam here, and yeah, so Merrill, he caught it. Like he doesn't give you nothing, dude.
You talking about Mike Quick?
Yeah, he just goes up the seam, and then he goes over here and he runs a button hook pattern, and then gonna execute a button hook pattern super slow mo, and then
Super slow mo is brought to you by Mass Blood Standard Game.
I don't understand how Quick has been doing it for as long as he
That
has.
extra point has been brought to you by Kool-Aid. Hey, you motherfuckers!
Like I never thought the Quick did a good job.
No, I'm not a fan of him. Like I'm not.
This touchdown's brought to you by Nestle Quick. Which one of you motherfuckers? So, LeBron. This is my final wide receiver jump story. LeBron he's kicking up a lot of drama in LA right now. And between his comments, what we were talking about before the show, Ryan, I wasn't going to talk about that, but
me talking about me.
But saying basically that wherever his son plays when
He's
he's
gonna
drafted,
play.
that's where he's going to play his funny. First of all, isn't that kind of like
Tampering almost.
like it's not tampering because you're not talking about a specific team, but it kind of is in a
Yeah.
way because like you draft my
Hey,
son.
you
Yeah,
tank-
my
you-
son's going to stink, and not stink, but he'll be good enough to get drafted. But my son's going to get drafted in the second round. But you draft my son in the second round, and I'm going to, you know what I mean?
His son's not going to get drafted in the second round. If LeBron's playing for him, his son's going to get drafted in the lottery.
So it is
Yes.
kind of like tampering.
Yes.
You just altered. Now I don't know how old is this kid now.
He'll
Is
be.
he sophomore.
He's got.
Junior?
Yeah, he's got 2 years of high school left after this.
So LeBron will be 39.
Yep.
Oh, no, he'll have to be 40 by the time the kid
You're
comes
right.
because
Right.
Because
yeah,
he's got to play a year,
right?
Yeah.
As of now, he has to play a year. So, and I said this to Ryan. Statistically, historically, in basketball, if a player has still been playing at the age of 38, 38's usually it. Like that's it. You're done. Shut it down.
Yeah.
You're not playing anymore. So he's right there. He's going to be 38 next year.
Mhm.
I don't know if he makes it to 40 to play with his son. And
He'll make it to 40 to play with his son just to play.
yeah,
But
You know
he may
his-
not be.
You know, his
that
son
good.
is on record saying, "I don't know if I want to go to the NBA." Like,
How good is his son? I don't remember. Like,
he's athletic and shit. Like he could shoot, he could dunk, but like I don't know how good of a basketball player he is.
I mean, he's not his father.
No,
I mean, it's not even close. Like,
No.
he's not.
no,
like,
and no one's saying that. But we're,
no, but I'm just saying that. Like, I don't know if he's good enough to be drafted. If it wasn't for his name, he'd be good enough to be drafted.
maybe that's why LeBron's doing it, so he gets drafted.
that could be tampering as well.
Yeah,
But anyway, the reason why
Sixers
I
up
brought
35 by now.
yeah,
are they really?
yeah. The reason why I was bringing up
Oh no, I'm sorry, 25.
LeBron
25.
wasn't about his son, but it was more so about the fact that he's been causing a lot of shit in LA. And a story came out in the Athletic this week, which basically called out the organization and LeBron, or the rift between the organization and LeBron, where they said that even when Kobe Bryant was there, that no one held as much power as LeBron James does. They feel the ownership feels threatened by LeBron James, where they have to feel that they have to cater his every need.
Well, hasn't that been? That's not news.
But apparently, but they're saying they've never had a situation like that there. They said as big as Kobe Bryant was, never had this much power in LA.
Because Kobe Bryant's not LeBron.
Yeah, but Kobe Bryant.
Kobe
was there-
Bryant was as
Kobe
good
Bryant
of a
played
player
there for his whole career.
Yeah, Kobe
In
Bryant was as
Laker-
good, but
in Laker world, he's bigger than LeBron.
I understand that. But Kobe Bryant's not LeBron.
No.
Kobe Bryant.
But LeBron James
the
was-
LeBron brand is bigger than Kobe Bryant's brand.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I see
Yeah,
what you
absolutely.
mean.
No,
All right.
absolutely. But LeBron has been in LA for 2 years, where Kobe Bryant was playing there his whole career. So the whole power thing within the organization. I understand.
Maybe that's why, because LeBron came there basically saying, "I'm going to be the GM."
Right. Yeah,
like Kobe
This is
Bryant.
what I want.
Yeah,
All right.
Kobe Bryant didn't come to an organization and
Right,
say, "I'm going to be
right.
I'm going to build your team for you."
Yeah.
Like,
LeBron's been building teams.
Yeah, like Magic.
forever.
I'll sign there, but I'm in charge.
So apparently there's a major rift because when they signed when they traded for Russell Westbrook, LeBron was
pushing for it, right?
pushing for it, and he said, "You do this, we're gonna get your rings. You do this, you're gonna get your rings." And they made the deal. They gave up a lot, a couple first round picks, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, too.
And everybody had to know that was a stupid.
They're terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So the Lakers are like, yo,
yeah, and LeBron wanted Russell Westbrook traded this year. He wanted him traded a couple weeks ago because he said it wasn't working out. Basically saying it wasn't working out. So you pried for this guy to come to your team.
6 months later, you're the one that wants.
And
to
now
get
you
rid
want
of
him out.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to force.
and now you can't trade him for anything because he sucks.
And if you're the GM, you're sitting there looking at going,
This
fuck,
is your fault.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up more assets or trading him for a bag of balls at this point after what we just gave up for him.
I think that this is like LeBron's 4th year with them.
Third, yeah, it might be,
It's at
it
least
might
his
be
fourth.
his fourth.
In his second year, do you remember guys on the foul line, like a Kyle Kuzma or something, was shooting over the foul line, and the entire stadium was chanting, "LeBron going to trade you." This has been going on for 2 years,
Yeah.
or for 3 years.
So
When they were trying to get Anthony Davis or something, probably.
but like it's just so messed up.
Probably
It
yeah.
probably was around that time.
Yeah.
You might be right. It's just I don't know. The whole thing's just crazy because it's like, how do they allow this? You
Because
know?
the NBA is a joke.
Yeah.
That the NBA is a league is a joke. Like I love the fact the Sixers just got James Harden,
I know.
but the Sixers shouldn't have been able to get James Harden. You know what I mean?
No, because Ben Simmons shouldn't have been able to do what he did.
That and James
Harden shouldn't have been
shouldn't have been able to do what he did
Right.
in
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Like
Both of them.
right,
know.
it shouldn't have been able to go down.
Right.
James
The
Harden
league-
shouldn't. James Harden should have never been on the Nets to even make that an option.
Right, like it's a joke.
Anthony Davis, all these guys,
Yeah.
the big three from Miami, all that shit.
Yeah.
The one you gotta. The one you got to think about, like, why are you not taking advantage of the way this league is built? As Damon Lillard, why does he consistently want to stay in Portland?
Same thing with Bradley Beal.
Yeah, but Bradley Beal's still a lot younger than
Is he?
Lillard. Like, it's got to be
3
4
years.
years, 5 years.
You think?
It's got to be, right?
Well, I mean, because Portland was competitive for a while. I mean,
But you know,
Yeah, a couple of years ago, Portland was.
they were
They're
competitive,
one of
but
the better
they were never in contention for a title in the West.
No, not with the Warriors. There.
Right.
Because that's when
yeah,
they
but
were good.
there was nothing you were going to be able to do unless you joined the Warriors.
But
I
but
don't
I'm
know.
saying even now,
Yeah.
like,
Why Lillard wants to? Yeah.
why
I
do
don't-
you
I
want
don't
to
get-
stay
yeah.
here? Like, Portland's got to be even thinking at this point, like, what? Let us trade you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, but let us trade you.
They traded McCollum.
Right.
Yeah. How's he
Yeah.
still on the team? I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. I don't know. The product allows this to happen, and it's a joke. And
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, again, if the Sixers, like I think you're saying the same thing. If the Sixers weren't competitive and weren't like the process and fun and all this, like I don't know how much I'd be into basketball
Mhm.
because of all that shit.
yeah, no, I mean, for a while, it was hard for me to, and that's when the Warriors are kind of making their waves was around that time, right?
Yeah.
Right around that. So, I mean, I didn't care,
Mhm.
you know, and their Western Conference team.
Right.
It was cool to see, Curry doing what he was doing, but
Right.
I wasn't staying up to watch a 10 o'clock Warriors game. They were the
No.
only team worth watching at that point.
Right.
Everyone else was just there for a ride. That team,
Yeah. And those years it was even worse
granted,
because you
they
had
lost-
Cleveland and
yeah. And I was just gonna say, and then there's LeBron and Cleveland. And that's the other thing. Like, I don't tune in to watch LeBron James. When Michael Jordan was playing on a Sunday afternoon, I was watching it. I mean, I might be in a minority on that. I just don't. I thought Jordan's game was just so much fun, man. And I don't want to turn this into a LeBron Jordan
No,
thing.
but I used to with LeBron.
Yeah.
I used to, like, when he was doing them playoff battles with the Celtics, the first time he was with the Cavaliers,
Mhm.
and he was carrying that team to the Eastern Conference
Yeah.
Finals by himself. That
Yeah.
was unbelievable to watch.
yeah,
Like, there was that one playoff game against the Celtics. I don't know what year it was, but he was with the Cavaliers the first time. He scored like 27 straight points
Mhm.
over the course of the end of the fourth
Mhm.
quarter and overtime.
I remember him against the Magic in the conference championships. He was the only offense. He either scored or assisted on like 45 straight points or something. It was him and Dwayne. Like
Yeah.
Cleveland was by far the less talented team, but they had LeBron, and that's all that they needed.
Mhm.
It was
The year,
at a point.
the year,
Yeah.
the year the Cavs beat the Warriors in the finals. Like Kyrie, like I'm not taking Kyrie was good, but they won that series because of LeBron. Like,
Yeah.
I remember them being down 3-1. I was talking to
Mhm.
Tommy, and I'm telling you, he's like, dude, it's over. I said, you can't count me out. They got
Mhm.
LeBron,
Mhm.
and he just did LeBron things. Like,
Well-
I was tuning. There was a point where I was tuning in to watch LeBron.
Yeah.
I got.
I mean, I was, but he's hard to. He's just hard to root for.
Well, now he is.
No, he even was then. Like, I never cared about it. Like,
I like LeBron.
I appreciate him. He's a good player. And I appreciate his game and all
When
that.
he went to Miami, when he went back to Cleveland, I kind of went back to starting to kind of root for him a little bit.
Yeah, I think there was after the Miami thing, I was done.
Yeah.
Not when he went to Miami. I did think that was pompous, and even he would say that was a stupid move on his part to do the way he did it. But when he left Miami, the Heat is like when he left Miami is when I was pretty much done with him.
Really?
I don't know. Yeah, like when he went to Cleveland, that was cool and all, but like there was something that happened while in Miami where I was like, I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah. I mean, they didn't win. They didn't win every year. Like, yeah. I mean, it was. Yeah, I get it. But whatever. Enough talking about LeBron.
yeah.
What else we got?
Yeah, so that's it for why you were jumping. I got one other thing that I want to bring up.
Okay.
Thought this is pretty cool before we call the show, I guess. There was someone came out with a picture of the NFL alignment and how it should be.
Talking about like geographically, like how.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of, it's pretty cool. I at least that, I thought it was pretty neat.
The AFC and like, is it the AFC and NFC still, or like?
It is, but it's way different.
Okay.
All right. So the NFC West, and this is based on
Geographics.
Yeah, geographic. So Seattle, San Fran, the Rams, and the Chargers.
Right. Okay.
That'd be the NFC West.
Okay.
NFC Central, Minnesota, Green Bay, Chicago, Detroit. So
Okay,
they
they
basically all
changed.
change.
Right. That makes sense.
The NFC North becomes Pittsburgh, Cleveland, the Colts, and the Bengals. So why don't you just leave them in the AFC? Whatever.
Pittsburgh,
Oh,
Cleveland, the
because
Colts.
because they changed it. Okay, I see.
The Colts were in there. Okay.
So I see why they're changing this. Why like Pittsburgh would come to the NFC, and why almost the whole AFC North goes to the NFC North, because of also geographically, the East, NFC East, and the NFC North are close, and the Central are all close. They're like the Northeast and over.
Okay.
And then the Central, North, and West of the AFC are more south.
Okay.
Yeah, so so not only do they split it
There's like a
horizontally, but
northern
vertically.
part and like also like a southern part's like the AFC.
Yeah,
a
like
little bit.
they kind of like cut it in half.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the NFC North: Steelers, Browns, Colts, Bengals, and then the NFC East becomes the New England Patriots, the Giants, the Jets, and the Bills.
Okay.
So the Eagles would leave the NFC East.
They would go into the AFC East, probably with Washington, Carolina, Washington, Carolina, and who else would be? Washington, Carolina, Baltimore.
Good call. So all four teams: Carolina, DC, Baltimore, and the Eagles, the North Mountain Division. North/Mountain Division. All right. So the AFC West would be the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. Almost the same as it is now, except for you switch out the Cardinals with the
Chargers, right?
Chargers.
Because there's the full West, and then there's like the hours ended like a little bit inland.
The AFC Central would be Dallas, Houston, the Saints, and the Titans. Makes sense.
Okay.
All right there. That makes a lot of sense. And then we already did the AFC North, and then the AFC East would be the Falcons, the Jaguars, the Buccaneers, and the Dolphins.
Right.
So that's the east, the southeast part of
Right.
of the
Where's
country.
Jacksonville in that?
Jacksonville is the southeast.
Okay.
So the AFC East.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what are we on?
There's somebody that kind of just came up with some geographic thing that made more sense for where all the teams played.
Yeah, here. If you want to look at it. These would be the divisions and stuff. So it makes sense. And I guess I don't know if there's really any reason to do it now. I mean,
There's just too many rivalries to be able to do it.
yeah, but if COVID hit again, God forbid, it's like something
Right.
like COVID hit where people couldn't be together and all that, and then you had to realign the divisions, and then maybe
That would make sense.
Maybe they stuck there.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's the only reason why you would change it. Actually, Dave Peterson just said the perfect thing. He said, if it ain't broke it, don't try and fix it.
Yeah.
Like, why even bother? What's that? What's that, dude?
No, it's true.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. Pretty interesting, but
Yeah, I mean, to your point, if the COVID outbreak happened or something like that again, the Pats, the Giants, the Jets, and the Bills.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So where are the Eagles?
Eagles are in the AFC North with Baltimore, DC, and Carolina.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. So, you know what else?
Sixers should probably start pulling their starters. They're up 22 with like 8.5 minutes left.
What's Harden got?
I don't know. I think he had at one point he had 20 and 8. Only one. Was it 8 assists? I think it was 8 assists. He only had like 1 or 2 rebounds, but yeah,
I'll take it.
it was a quiet one too. It was like a quiet 20.
That was one of my points, like to the people that didn't like it. Like he's averaging 22. He's averaging 22, 8,
29 and 7. Yeah.
Or
29,
Yeah.
20.
I mean, he's
9,
not
and
just
Yeah.
scoring; he's doing everything.
Right. So
He almost had a triple doubles first game with the Sixers.
Jesus. And B took a 3 that was about 6 foot out from the 3-point line. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I had it.
I just trying to advance my game, and mark my words, I'm gonna master that James Harden step back.
You watch me.
I'll be doing it better than him. You watch.
You watch.
You watch.
Well, this show was brought to you by Sweet Fish.
Use your sweet fish every day. Keep that skunky cunt away.
We will see you guys next week. Shortest show in a long time, but
Yeah, but you know what? It was there wasn't a
good.
ton that happened.
No.
And I don't mind a shorter show.
Yeah.
And we
shortest
actually
show.
When there's
And
nothing
we stayed
to
on
talk
track.
about.
Watch TV.
Yeah, listen to music. Whoa.
we gotta cut the show short. We gotta listen to all of our openings.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
our opening songs. That's what we're gonna do after the show. Drink some beers and listen to our lists and your list that you brought to us tonight for the album openers.
Yeah.
Your favorite album opener. So pretty cool. All right, it was a good show, guys.
Don't crumble it up. We need your songs.
Yeah, what do you
Know
think?
them.
Oh, all right.
I might forget.
Yeah, you might forget. You might forget.
It's true.
We will see you guys next week.
Penis out.
Corner Plus Sports.